Hello, this is Bo Knuth from Retriever Software. Today's demonstration will be for the emergency command and control dispatching capability. The window that we're looking at right now is similar to what dispatchers in an emergency operations center would see. They would be looking at two screens or two monitors. This could be shot up on to some screens or on some large plasma displays, or just shown locally on a regular desktop PC. The left-hand side will list all of our requisitions that have been forwarded by shelters or other agencies that are being supported with resupply by the state. And on the right side monitor will be the mapping capability that will allow the dispatcher to see graphically where the shelter locations are and where all the vehicles are. Integrated in with this application is the GPS capability in the vehicle, so that we have real-time information coming in as far as where all of those vehicles are. This dispatching capability is for the resupply of the vehicles that are making deliveries to the shelters and other approved agencies. The same sort of dispatching window would also be used for evacuation purposes. It would match up the shelters and the available beds in the shelters to the buses and the medical status of the evacuees who are on the buses, to make sure that everybody gets to the appropriate type of facility. So in an emergency situation, we would expect to see half a dozen or more dispatchers, all with this sort of capability in front of them for doing the mapping and for tracking all of the requisitions, and basically tracking all of the resources and all the requirements throughout the entire emergency process. So with that said, we'll go ahead and jump into the dispatching functionality here. You can see we can hit, we've got various filters up here for being able to look at only specific shelters or be able to look at only specific items. There are also other windows for complete inventory control and warehousing that we'll go through in a later demonstration. But this filtering information does give you the capability of filtering out or just displaying specific information in our lists of requisitions from the shelters. In this case, we're showing all the ones that we have outstanding. Now, by clicking on one of the requisitions, and we're going to click on this first line here for a shelter that needs some diesel fuel for its generators, what we'll see happen is it'll go into the database at that point, and it'll find all of the vehicles that have inventory of diesel fuel. So we are tracking for every vehicle out there exactly what the inventory is that they have on hand. Now on the mapping section on the right hand monitor, you'll see that our map is zoomed in to give us a good view of the shelter location, here shown in the blue dot, along with the red dots, which are the resupply vehicles. It gives us the names, it gives us whatever kind of remarks we have in the database, and it can also show us statuses and quantities on hand, although we have the quantity on hand listed over here on the left hand window as well. Now the distance from each one of the resupply vehicles to the shelter is listed here under distances, and so the dispatcher can easily determine which would be the most appropriate vehicle for servicing that request. Now by clicking on one of the vehicles in the list here, you'll notice that the map will change again, and an automatic route generation will take place. So the driving directions are shown up here on the top half of the window, and the route from the vehicle to the destination is shown with the green line. Now, if we decide that this is the dispatcher decides this is the vehicle that we want to send for resupply, he does a right click on this line and it brings up a pop-up menu, and we can go ahead and assign that vehicle. So what will happen at this point is the application will start generating a packet of information to go down to the Pocket PC. And this packet will include the information that we're looking at on the map. It will include the driving directions, it will include the route. It will also generate a Microsoft Pocket Streets map that will include the entire general area around the vehicle. And then on the vehicle, it will be able to use its GPS in order to be able to do navigation. So we can control the presentation on the mapping screen simply by clicking on the rows over here on the right hand side of the screen. We can close down driving directions. We can zoom in and zoom out. We can do things like if we want to see the area around the vehicle, we can actually use the mouse and click to zoom. So we've got a lot of navigation type of functionality here that's replicated as well on the Pocket PC. So we'll show you what that looks like next.